Because if I were to compare myself to you, I would be absolutely depressed because and this is why the trend is so big with beauty augmentation.
Please subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay tuned to the latest updates at the Powder Room Talk.
Actually, really thankful for JJ and Lola for helping me managing my insecurities because, you know, like I said, for the longest time, I always feel very insecure about my body, right? And I it's not like I don't like what I wear. Sometimes I do like what I wear, but I never really find a way of enhancing the looks. You know, and during the, I don't want to be in the show actually. To be very honest, at first I was like, none of us wanted to be in the show. We were like so scared and afraid. But for me to be sitting beside JJ and Lola, who are very stylish, is like another pressure on me, you know. But I think I'm thankful because I have a friend who really can tell, oh, Regina, it works on you, it doesn't work on you. Yeah. JJ always challenged me, you should try it. I was like, JJ, in my whole life, I will never wear this kind of clothes. I will never tuck in my shirt. If you see all my pictures, I've never tucked in my shirts because I feel like if I tuck in my shirt, I will look very fat and ugly. And JJ was the one who challenged me, you should. For me, learning and loving and accepting myself, it takes a lot of courage. Yeah. It takes a lot of good friends around me to tell me what works, doesn't work, and actually to try a different style. To see when I wake up in the mirror in the morning and look at the mirror and say, oh, I look well. You know, at least I look well. It's not like you mentioned, it's not a model-shaped body. I can never be skinny. And who says skinny is a standard?
Why should we all be skinny?
Nothing wrong if you're skinny, nothing wrong if you're curvy, but it's a journey of, like Mia mentioned, accepting what is your weakness, what is your strength, and work through it. I cannot say I'm 100% overcome my insecurities, but I learned. JJ is probably one of the experts, and you know she knows, and it really helps to have that kind of style and looks so that you feel confident. Like I look at the mirror now and I say, oh yeah, it's not bad. I look good.
But what I'm hearing out from out of all the sharing that we had so far is that the self-acceptance, that the journey that we had all gone on. I think it's quite apparent that we have to unlearn and unhear certain things that we allow to internalize. And I think this day and age, the media throws a lot of images towards us, and that helps shape and form our aesthetics or our benchmark of what beauty is. And I think that I do agree, it's reality. Some women are really born absolutely stunning and beautiful. And the thought media in the fashion industry or in the acting industry, they in the film industry, I guess entertainment, there's a certain beauty, but I think for the longest time it was limited to a certain type of good looks, and predominantly, honestly, it's based on Caucasian aesthetics and beauty
standards.
Standards, because obviously it's usually the more stronger, more powerful developing countries driving the trends, and which I think appreciation of one ethnicity's beauty is fantastic, but it's very important for us to actually unlearn that beauty has been boxed in, and we should also stop the comparison of us, because if I were to compare myself to you, I would be absolutely depressed because and this is why the trend is so big with beauty augmentation. Women look at themselves and they're unsatisfied, and maybe I would I always compliment Viola. I was like, oh, I love your beautiful, it changes color, so it's gray, green, and if I was so
eyes,
gray, green eyes, right?
Hair,
hair
or eyes.
Can you imagine if I really wanted those beautiful? I would force myself to only walk around with colored contacts, which I think if you experiment once in a while just for fun as a trend that you want to try out, I think that's fine. But to actually feel, certain girls might feel like, oh, I'm incomplete if I don't use those special lenses to enhance my eyes, or I don't do my makeup up a certain way. And I feel like we're allowing that kind of comments to enslave us into what we think beauty should be. And I feel like once we unlearn all that stuff, it gives us better acceptance and it allows us to be kinder and start being able to see beauty in other symmetries, in other ethnicity, in different skin colors, different eye shapes, different lip shapes. And it's not, because nowadays sometimes I actually find that so many women end up looking the same. They because they augment their face to try to look like what
Kardashians. Like the Kardashians. Everyone looks like the Kardashians.
Actually, that is true.
Barbie. Barbie was.
And I love what two mothers are saying. Because it is actually a big problem that haunts moms, right? Once your body changes, but we forget that the journey of motherhood is so beautiful. I have not gone there, but and I don't know if I might actually, for the first time in my life, I might start having insecurities later on, right? But it's these kinds of encouraging words and your courage to step up and say, like, I was insecure, but look at me now, and to let every woman, every mom knows that, no, this is just part of womanhood. This is just part of how our body will change. And I think as we age, if we don't unbox those things, it's very hard for us to age gracefully because we will start being depressed about having wrinkles, having, our body start changing shape, whether or not you end up having children. But then again, since today we're talking about image and style, right? I'm always a firm believer that in life, we only have one chance to make the first impression. But how do we, have a polished image and understand that it is something that is beyond just style?
Meaning it's beyond just what you wear, right?
Or how your body looks like, right?
Because it doesn't mean when you wear branded stuff, then it has a polished image in a way.
So it has to go beyond that, and I would really love to hear Mia's input as a image trainer. What would you normally tell someone whom you're helping them present themselves well, in a corporate setting?
Yeah, I think the most important thing that we have to be remembered is just when you look good, you feel good about yourself, right? It teaches me personally that if I know myself better, my body, my personality, so we can choose clothes that suit my personality, that suit my skin color, that suit my body, so I can be the best version of myself, not the best version of Regina.
Or the best version of the style that's in right now.
But it doesn't mean that you are not allowed to follow the fashion trends. Yes, you may, but just as inspiration, But we have to know that what kind of my personality style. And start from your inner self actually. So when you look good, you will be good. You feel good about yourself and you will do good. You can respond positively to people, to all of your situation that day because you look good. And when you look good, you make yourself feel good.
I think for me, I used to struggle with confidence, right, as a teenager. And I found out really soon that if I wear clothes that make me feel like I'm well put together or it looks good together, I'm not saying branded at all. It was never about the brands. And it isn't. You can look really bad wearing brands if you don't put them back together well.
That's true.
But I realized that when I was putting clothes together nicely, and I had this friend in school that I befriended, and she was super stylish, and then she showed me what looks good on me. And then I started dressing and I could feel wow, this makes me feel so confident.
Yeah,
it makes me feel like,
true.
even I might not be confident about my body, at least I know that when I wear this, I look a certain kind of good, right? So I would feel more confident. So in a way, I'm not sure if I masked my insecurities, but maybe I overcame a bit of it because I realized if I wear clothes that actually suit me and that reflect my personality, I used to like colorful and whatever, then I could actually gain a certain amount of confidence when I came into a place. And I would get certain reactions, which would then even boost my confidence more, right?
Yeah, I think the point is why you have to be somebody else. Just why you have to wanna be if you can be your best, right?
I guess also, I know this might sound really silly or very basic. At the same time, on top of what you girls are saying is, I feel sometimes some very practical tips is you got to have good hygiene. I know it sounds so basic because we're, I love that all of you look so beautiful today and everyone smells good and everyone took care of themselves, right?
I wore fragrance.
And this is also smell good.
Yeah, that too. Thank you, Boja, for bringing out your wonderful food. But yeah, I think there's just something with waking up and preparing for your day, and you step out of the house, your hair is not greasy, your breath doesn't smell, your body doesn't smell, and I think this is basic 101. When I put my image coat hat on, there is still, because when you say it's an image, you still have to take care of yourself. And secondly, I think a second tip that it's very often not spoken on in taking care of your image is you need to take care of your health.
Yes.
And it's not, there are a lot of girls that say, I need to diet, I need to go to the gym to look slim. No, I think you need to go to the gym to try to tone up your body, to make yourself feel stronger. It's actually very directly...
You do Pilates?
I know I need to tone up. And not because I want to get skinny, because that's how I learned from JJ. It's like, Regina, you need to tone up, not... The skinny part is not the destination or it's not the purpose. It's to make you stronger. Because sometimes I feel weak because I cannot really run for a long time.
Yes.
In terms of health, I'm quite weak actually. So it's more like toning up the stamina.
Yeah, and actually, having good health does a lot of things for image. Is like when you have a stronger core, your posture is better. You sit up straight, you actually look slimmer when you have better posture.
And you look more confident.
You look more confident.
And you automatically do feel more confident.
Yeah.
It's really odd. That's something I learned. It's that when you if you don't have the core strength to hold up your body all the time, you slouch a lot, right? And that is actually... It doesn't just look.
Our body language is closed, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't just look not confident.
Yeah.
It also makes you feel not confident.
Yeah.
The moment, I worked a lot on my posture the last 2 years because it's my issue.
Yeah.
So the moment I felt like, my core just lifts me up because I've worked on that.
Yeah.
Really
and it opens up your shoulders.
Automatically, I feel more confident. Even though I'm not aware of it.
Just having good posture, being healthier, actually.
Paying attention to details.
Yeah, details, and it really helps your complexion too. A lot of people in the past, they'd be like, hey, what skincare do you use? And they expect me to come with some extreme expensive list of La Mer, no. And I said, no, my skincare regime is actually very simple, but actually it's simple because yes, I'm blessed with good genes, but it's also because I'm healthy.
Yes.
And I keep my diet relatively healthy. I mean, I do indulge, but and people forget that. These are two very unspoken but very practical tips. And I love what Mia said just now too, is learning what works for you.
That's
because
true.
what would work on Viola will never work on me because she's blonde and she's so much taller. And I think it's really knowing what fits you. I think Viola's beautiful. I think every one of us are beautiful a different way.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
But because you're so different from me, you know, because we have 3 Asians and our beauty are more similar, and so maybe that's why there's more intrigue when an Asian person looks like a Caucasian person, just like the same way a Caucasian person will look at an Asian and be like, oh, you guys
she
are
looks so
exotic.
exotic.
Yeah.
Or like Regina with her bright red lips and that geometric hair that I could never have because it just doesn't fall that way, right? I'll never look like you, but I love looking at you.
Yeah, and it's true. Like a lot of people used to ask me, why do you put makeup at home when you work from home? I said, like, I want to look presentable, even it's only for myself.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, right?
I agree
it's
with
because
that.
Imagine if you wake up, you're already starting to work from home and you're wearing your pajamas the whole day, you don't feel like working. And that's the
Yes.
first tips that I got when I started working from home. Do put an effort and dress up, at least put on lipstick, bright red lipsticks and eyeliner, is because really lift your moods up. And when people look at you, they really think you're working. And you feel like you are working because you dress up.
Because the keyword is working, right?
Working
from home. The
It's not
keyword
like
is working.
sleeping at home.
Yeah.
So
But even I was not necessarily working from home.
but you also-
during this last year, I actually sometimes tried to be really intentional with what I was wearing at home because I realized I was wearing the sweatpants too often or like ugly shirts, and I thought I have so many beautiful things in my wardrobe, they don't get used, and if I would wear them I would feel very special.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would put on really nice clothes at home, and then I would put on some makeup, maybe not too thick, but just a little bit, and I would put on some earrings, and then and my wedding ring, you know, which I would usually take off if I'm not going out, and then my kids would ask me, "Where are you going, mommy?"
Yeah.